Okay. They get the Sokoto with love. Okay, so that's fine.
Did you make small video?
That's more video.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There's possibility, that the federal government is jittery now, and they are looking for a way now to see how they are going to relocate Namdi Kanu. Because on a very good source, that attack. Just imagine in less than a week, we have seen an advancement of attacks from military bandits or whatever, and from definitely that this understanding that one prominent man, one significant figure, called Namdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. The military, the jihadists are also aware. The Fulani military are aware. The Fulani politicians are aware. The northern political class are aware that somebody called Namdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. Yes, a lot of people are saying that he has converted a lot of people there to, IPOB followers, and you can see the report coming from the prison warder. That every morning everybody gathers to listen to Namdi Kanu. It might ignite, some religious misconception, and they can decide to push for Sokoto jailbreak, and if anything happens, it will be very unfortunate in that regard. So the federal government now, through the court, said that he should be rescued from Sokoto prison back to Lagos, and this is supposed to happen today, tomorrow. So we don't know what the development is all about. Why the court refused to, grant orders to allow the Sokoto prison administration carry out a particular task that will allow Namdi Kanu fly from Sokoto to Abuja to attend to his.
Also in the Senate House, J.Omotosho really angry with Justice J.Omotosho on the case of Namdi Kanu. That what kind of a judge is Justice J.Omotosho, according to the word used by J.Omotosho. And the Senate President also, they are not in good time. They are not really happy with Justice Omotosho based on that very judgment of Namdi Kanu.
The whole world wept for Namdi Kanu's unfortunate conviction. It's not only in Nigeria. Everywhere everybody was mourning. But unfortunately, we saw the highest lawlessness in Nigeria's judicial system, the highest in the history of judicial jurisdiction. Namdi Kanu was not convicted based on what was written in the Nigerian Constitution. Now we are asking, was it a kind of doctrine of necessity? Where and how? And that's what the ICC, the International Criminal Court, is talking about. So where did you get the law? Of which jurisdiction did you stand as a legal a practitioner, and of course the chief judge of the Federal High Court, to make that kind of pronouncement? Up till now, the federal government have not answered that question. Omotosho have not answered that question. The presiding judge have not answered that question. Showing that, most of the politicians, even those who does not like Namdi Kanu, are beginning to see, no, this is not correct. And what most of the things Namdi Kanu stood for over the years are gradually, happening in our very eyes. He told the Yorubas, they didn't understand. He tried to ignite the consciousness of the Hausas to understand their plight in a region highly dominated by comfort Fulanis. So that reawakening and that consciousness, has gradually started coming into the consciousness of the Hausas. You can see most Hausa boys started reacting. They're asking questions now. How come they have 16 million Fulanis, for instance, controlling over 60 million people in the north? So unless the West themselves, the Yorubas themselves, they don't want to tell themselves the truth. Are they feeling the impact of Namdi Kanu prophecies 7 years ago? So if you look at it, so and this thing has come to a point that we have begun to see a well-tailored, sponsored, instigated Fulani judiciary in Nigeria, and their judgment is based on Sharia law, not based on secular law that guides the Nigerian constitution. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually convicted based on Sharia law that was hidden under a secular law that controlled the Nigerian constitutional system. So that is actually what has people have begun to study. Say, how can you give a man that has killed over 20,000 people just 20 years, and a man that has no gun, and when has wars? You see, the whites has a way of interpreting their things. I know a black man have a mental slavery problem, but the white man tells you that when wars become violent, when the wars become violent, we saw Tunde Bakare telling Jonathan that he should go to bed and he will not wake up again. Heaven did not fall. We saw Buhari threaten the entire federal structure during Jonathan, that the blood of Baboon and whatever around that will flow at the end of the day. Heaven did not fall. So the problem is that the Fulani oligarchy, political class, in synergy, in collabo with the Arab Fulani DNA in Southwest, are the ones who are taking decisions on how to resist Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from continuous exposing the hidden agenda that is going on in Nigeria. And now that this thing has come to the National Assembly, you can see how the senators were reacting. And everybody was just angry. How did we get to a point that the judiciary themselves are now becoming terrorists? They say it's the hope of the common man. But we are seeing it very clearly now that they are the most lawless institution, an agent of rigging judicial processes, judgments, pronouncements, justice. All they do is to rig it to the favor of whoever they want to please at the end of the day. And that is what actually angered Oshomole, that this is clearly an ordered injustice against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I think, and that's why they are saying that at the end of the day, it looks like APC is going to adopt P2B because Bola Ahmed Tinubu has lost national and international image. And the fear that APC might not want to lose the presidency to the north, so they are thinking of adopting Obi at the end of the day. These are the challenges. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu conviction has totally exposed Nigeria in all ramifications. They cannot be able to manage it anymore. And so at that level now, they are thinking of the wise, whether it was a mistake for them to send it to Sokoto, which is a very horrible and center of jihad attacks. They are saying, okay, come and face appeal. They want to relocate him back to Lagos now. But let us see how that thing actually plays out. But I can tell you, the entire National Assembly has condemned Omotosho and Tinubu on what transpired on 28th November. That then, and even at that point, he keep on asking them, where is the law? I think it has become a global national anthem all over the world now. Where is the law? Omotosho, Omotosho, where is the law? And where is the law? You can see a lot of people it has gone viral. There are so many things now that you can look at and you can say, where is the law? Where is the law? Where is the law? There is T-shirt, there is cup, everything is now. Where is the law? So I think it has become an embarrassment to the global body of benchers, to international body of benchers, to African body of benchers.
As regards Judge Omotosho's, sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu's, judgment, his life sentence, and he said, this is a big injustice to the people of the Biafrans and to some extent Nnamdi Kanu himself. Do you agree with this?
Yes, it's not exaggeration. It is on record that such a thing took place on the 20th of November, 2025, where we see clearly the judicial recklessness of the High Court Chief, J.Omotosho. We also see the complete bastardization of anything that has to do with jurisdiction in that regard, because we know actually, a lot of things we have actually been set aside on Mazin Namdi Kanu's trial, and having enjoyed global condemnation from different bodies, ranging from World Court, ranging from London, America. Nigerians themselves have continued to ask the same question everybody is asking today. Where actually did Omotosho actually got his powers from outside the Nigerian constitution to carry out that kind of judgment on Mazin Namdi Kanu. We saw that completely. There is no existent law. And there is no, most of those things has been repealed, and you see, you traded on the complete destruction of Nigerian judicial system, that, and of course exposing the world to what a lot of people called a total complete lawlessness of the judicial process executed by a man people thought that he should have known better, what the law is actually, talking about, is done using a certain factor, to determine Mazin Namdi Kanu's, case, and it has been proved everywhere that the law that was used by J.Omotosho on Namdi Kanu could not be found in any written law in the Nigerian constitution. I think that was what triggered a global outcry and begin to attract, Supreme Court bodies, legal organizations around the world. And more especially now, we are seeing about 5 different organizations, have taken the matter up directly to Judicial, who happens to be the head of the current head of the ICC, and he keep on asking, the question the man first asked, where did this man get the law that he actually relied on, to execute Mazin Namdi Kanu, knowing fully well, that as the matter has gone to the Supreme Court and of course to the appeal court, the Federal High Court lacked the jurisdiction, to try Mazin Namdi Kanu. I think that was what actually angered, and they said right from time, with all the delegates they sent to Abuja, to monitor and observe the process of the trial as it was going as at that time, and finally, at the watch as the whole recklessness was being carried out, in that regard, that even to an extent there was no law that was quoted as a reliable stand before that judgment was actually passed. And that's what we are hearing from that report, that likely he might be ordered to submit himself, or maybe under arrest or something, to submit himself for questioning, and that is going to attract a heavy penalty on the side of Nigeria, because he will be asked to explain how he managed to get or where he derived his constitutional powers to execute such judgment. If you look at it very well, and when these things have been explained, even while he was pronouncing judgment on Mazin Namdi Kanu, it became very clear, this is a premeditated and agreed, tailored, sponsored by Northern Fulani political class, who saw Mazin Namdi Kanu as a resistant voice, and who has continuously to expose, the recklessness and the ridicule Nigerian system has found themselves at this moment, where most of the things he said it very clearly: I am fighting for my people, I am fighting for the sovereignty of Biafra. I am not against anybody. He fought for the Hausas, he fought for the Yorubas, he fought for just virtually anybody, but we are saying at this point, that self-determination is my right. So that was what, these bodies came together and was spearheaded by a notable personality within the African, advocacy forum and institute, talking about Dr. Masanga, and not to have taken the matter to the Queen's Bench Court in London, and the matter has been admitted in London, and we are hearing also that all documents are being put in place, and I think by now Abuja should be receiving and directing, give directives on what is going to become next of J.Omotosho, or to come and face, and explain to the body of International Criminal Court benchers, or how he actually arrived at that judgment. So he's under serious, investigation and surveillance currently now. And people are saying that he has nowhere to hide anywhere in the world, and that definitely, that it is getting more interesting this time around, because like a lot of people are saying that that judgment is going to trigger and is going to involve a lot of things that can actually put Nigeria on the spot. A lot of people also made this very clearly, that judgment is capable of forceful pushing Nigeria to a forceful, disintegration, because there are bodies, even the World Court Art, prosecutor has also declared his interest to reveal the judgment that was passed on Namdi Kanu.
Was it really? Okay, but just like you said, there are a lot of reaction globally as regards this Nnamdi Kanu sentence. Some are saying this is not, or this is a means of nailing down the egos, just like what we know that is currently happening to them in Nigeria. But do you not think that because we are going to report, we hear that what the international legal experts are coming together to what, to it's the Nigeria government as regards what this transferring of Nnamdi Kanu down to Sokoto prison. But do you think that this legal international experts, if they really come together, do you think that Nnamdi Kanu can get the freedom that he desires?
And it comes with a lot of penalties. Nigeria can receive thousands and millions of sanctions. And all the leaders that are involved in that, judgment, will be actually, to be, they'll be ordered to be arrested and are brought to the International Criminal Court for violating, of course, the national and international law. The international law that was violated at that point is, the J.Omotosho setting aside, the rendition order, that make the whole legal process, a charade. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu is saying now, based on Supreme Court judgment, the court itself, of which Omotosho was standing, has no jurisdiction to continue the trial until the issue of rendition is solved. And that is why the president of Kenya, William Ruto, took the same government and the same system to ICC. Now it has become, something that ICC can no longer, keep silent about. So they have thrown it open, and more petitions from African nations, from international communities, from human rights advocate forums and organizations, flooding, with over 1,000 petitions against Nigeria. So you can see very clearly, that matter. Yes, I think has put Nigerian government on the spot now, because Omotosho self have not been able to come out up to this moment, issue a press statement, even through his federal government prosecutor, on which law they relied upon to carry out that judgment pronouncement. So it has landed him in trouble, and they are giving him a space of 2 weeks or thereabout to start preparing to face the International Criminal Court, according to what Dr. Masanga was trying to say in that video that you have watched. You can see reactions, different reactions on that judgment, before this analysis begin and to kick off, so that you'll be able to have at least a clue of what actually it played on. That judgment was deeply politically motivated, because you cannot say that a man to death sentence or life imprisonment is for just mere rhetoric, which almost every Nigerian does that, including government officials. They said they get themselves involved in that regard. Also, say no, what actually made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case to be something that has become an issue that has gone to a point that where a kind of criminality was carried out, a sovereignty was broken, that issue is still on the ground, and based on that, the appeal court judgment was not respected. So what is the jurisdiction? So you can know that Nigerian government actually had an ulterior motive before they said, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should go back and a retrial should commence in that regard. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu keep questioning that this court where he is standing currently now has no jurisdiction, to carry out his trial. That then, and even at that point, he keep on asking them, where is the law? I think it has become a global national anthem all over the world now. Where is the law? Omotosho, Omotosho, where is the law? And where is the law? You can see a lot of people it has gone viral. There are so many things now that you can look at and you can say, where is the law? Where is the law? Where is the law? There is t-shirt, there is cup, everything is now. Where is the law? So I think it has become an embarrassment to the global body of benchers, to international body of benchers, to African body of benchers, to West Africa bar associations. They have been reacting, because they have not been able to see those kind of things happen anywhere in the world where a civil law or whatever was being turned to a criminal act, just to make sure that a certain set of people is being pleased on the issue that has to do with how people want to be governed. I think to that extent that was what actually rendered that judgment useless and without any atom of something that can be seen to be very vital in terms of what Nigeria represents and what the constitution actually talked about. So we are going to see a lot of drama, any moment from now. But the funny thing is that Nigeria is a very, very corrupt entity, where money determines who goes to jail and who does not go to jail, where money is being seen as a measure of justice, where interest and nepotism, oppression is being seen as a means of, passing unjust justice on perceived people whom they felt that they are not actually worthy, to experience justice. That is actually what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So no matter how far Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they throw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the Sokoto prison. He has turned to a celebrity there. The Radio Biafra is already on there in Sokoto prison, and the people have continued to impress them. And they were even saying that likely Shegumi made a certain move to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison. And people were saying that if Shegumi actually feel otherwise and able to get close to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Shegumi will be totally de-radicalized, and he will not leave that prison visit without turning a new leaf. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represent, and that's what Mazi Nnamdi is capable of doing. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will totally de-radicalize Gumi. It's like the northern oligarchy political class, the Finaly political class, who connived with who masterminded this political judgment, seem to have realized suddenly that there is trouble somewhere. And of course, now they are going to distance themselves completely and allow Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if possible, according to that report, and Omotosho, to definitely face the International Criminal Court on where they got the act or the law which they relied on to pass that judgment. And remember, the United States congressmen have also condemned that judgment based on the so many loopholes and illegalities, an act of criminality and victimization that was a lot of loopholes was seen there, and that is why the world would not want to rely on going to appeal alone, because it's the same court you are going to go, and the same court might decide to uphold the life sentences of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So what, apart from the political solution, which we are hearing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has actually rejected, what is left now is international pressure on Nigeria to prove a point, or an ordered invitation to Omotosho and all the people that were involved in that judgment, including the presidency themselves, to appear before the world court and declare where and how they managed to arrive, of course, at that judgment. So it's going to put Nigeria on the spot, and will lead to total clamp down on political actors. And of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to receive a heavy damage paid to him as a result of violations of his right for 10 years, as he continued to face terrorism, repeat laws on terrorism, repeat laws on treasonable felony charges, repeat laws on on the issue that has to do with rendition. Then, of course, the lack of court jurisdiction to even open the trial. So it can see the whole thing, is in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because see, I don't want to rely on the issue where the lawyer is talking about going to the appeal, because you don't know how Nigerian government themselves are going to begin to manipulate the process again in the appeal court, because they are the same people who are controlling the unfortunate lawlessness that we are seeing in the Nigerian judicial system now. So what we definitely need is a more international and global pressure for these two people to explain to the International Criminal Court, and of course what court or what court to be able to tell them of which law they relied on before carry out that judgment, considering the fact that the illegality of illegal kidnap and rendition have rendered the federal high court, Abuja, lacking the jurisdiction to commence the trial in the first place.
Okay, but just like yesterday, you said you are so sure that what the Nnamdi Kanu's legal team will assemble themselves for this for his appeal. But do you think that just like Nnamdi Kanu won in the appeal court in 2022, do you think that if Nnamdi Kanu wins again after this is appeal, do you think that Tinubu government will allow him go?
I think they are abandoning a political solution to it, currently now, and that political solution they are talking about currently now was what the federal government want to use, to correct or the already damaged and fractured, amputated, image on the judiciary and the government of Nigeria before the international community. So they started pushing for a political solution, knowing that very well, they have actually lost on that process if it is going to be exposed in the international and the global space, where a lot of experts will start feasting on so many loopholes. So now, if you are talking about a political solution, it has to be very unconditional, because the government themselves actually goofed. So and they do not want to see that happen if without pushing for a political solution. And why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, the legal team, which I believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never sacked his legal team, because they are the one that are going to spearhead and started documenting applications for the appeal court, a plan that's already ongoing. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the next few months should be seen to be out, to be released from Sokoto prison, because in the next 72 hours, I think we are going to see overwhelming applications hitting Abuja, Asu Rock, Nigeria Judicial System, NBA, Judicial Commission, Nigeria Judicial Commission, and so many organizations there. And now, of course, to another point, they may ask, J.Omotosho to relieve himself of his position as the Federal High Court judge, in Abuja and face the Lord of Benchers at the International Criminal Court. Then when he gets there, he'll be able to tell them, this is where I relied on. Because you cannot try a man and sentence a man outside, what the Constitution says. And that is the bone of the contention. And that's what gives Namdi Kanu the victory Biafrans are celebrating all over the world. Because, the loopholes keep on staring everybody on the face, including world leaders and world powers, who are questioning the rationale for this unfortunate, judgment where a meritorics is being used to sentence a man to life imprisonment. Now, one thing we must understand very clearly is that, I will and I did is two things in the law. And it can never resort to sentencing somebody to life imprisonment. Those who are saying, I'm invading you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to take over your land, and they went and carried out such mission, have not even received their sentence. Documents of Mazi Namdi Kanu.
Ban unstructured amnesty negotiation and ransom payment by any government entity. Mandate criminal justice enforcement over expediency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, despite strong anti-kidnapping laws like life imprisonment, death penalty for kidnapping, the practice continues because it is alleged that government entities negotiate with bandits and pay ransom. That is one of the things that the House must investigate. Security analysts confirm that amnesty deals and peace negotiation, they legitimize violence. They embolden armed groups and undermine rule of law. Documented pattern across Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto shows stage ceremonies where captives are released and rusty weapons surrendered, followed by rapid resurrection or resumption of violence. What then is the legislative solution on that? The legislative solution required there is to ban unstructured amnesty negotiation and ransom payment by any government entity. Mandate criminal justice enforcement over expediency. Number 2 on that list is police funding crisis. Mr. Speaker, the Nigerian police force suffers from the following. Number 1, low budgetary allocation with incomplete and late disbursement. Number 2 is unaccounted state government and private donation creating corruption channels. Number 3 is no transparent auditing mechanism. And this is not starting with this administration, it has been there before now. So what is the impact of this? The impact of this is that operational paralysis is observed, inability to plan effectively is observed, and perpetuation of inefficiency is also recorded. What then is the legislative solution? Because for every problem, there must be a solution. The legislative solution here is to mandate sustained, predictable funding, require rigorous record keeping, and audit all Nigerian police force fund, including donation. The number 3 is centralized policing model failure. Federal-only policing model cannot meet diverse localized security needs of 36 states and 774 local governments, Mr. Speaker. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Whether we call it state police, whether we call it community police, whether we call it local government police, the need to decentralize has become very necessary. Some argue for the amendment of Section 214 of the Constitution and the second schedule. Some say leave it as it is. Whatever it is, it is.
Namdi Kanu want Yoruba people.
Good morning, everyone. Trust you all slept well. So a lot of people are just, I'm seeing some messages and I'm laughing. If you even go to our personal Facebook page, if you click on the link in my bio, it will take you to my personal Facebook page. I don't know if some of you know, I have a ministry, Arewa Christian Sisters Prayer Forum. That is my ministry. I'm the president and founder of that ministry. because of the recent video I made talking about the injustice and all that is happening in the country, some people have said, you will not get anything from us again in the north. You will not get anything from us again in the north. You are now standing with the Igbos. Igbo people should be the one to be doing things for you now. I even see that they have even given me a name. Somebody said on Twitter that some of the northerners are now calling me Amaka. They say she's not one of us. She's not one of us. This one is Igbo. Her name is Amaka. Akan mutum ya faɗi gaskiya sai a canza mai suna. Wato ku gaskiya naku yana da addini kenan. Yana da wannan kenan. That means to say the truth now, to them, truth now have a religion, truth have a tribe and all that. So certain tribes should not talk about the truth, while certain tribes should talk about the truth. Is that what it means? Well, it's okay. Please, somebody should tell me the meaning of Amaka, because that is a new name that they have given to me. And our Eastern brothers and sisters. So officially, I have been handed over to you by my people. So I hope that you people will take care of me. I hope you people will take care of me. Tunda kunche weni iyamarachi, that I am an Igbo. For speaking the truth, I am an Igbo. We are all part of the problem of this country. Somebody will come out and say the truth. You have problem with that person saying the truth. You say because they have said the truth, they are no longer one of you. You have disconnected from them. So practically, I have been disowned. I have been disowned. So my Igbo family people, you people are now the new family that I have. Please, so which of the eastern states is calling me so that I should pack my things and start coming?
Nigeria is a failed state. Nigeria is a failed nation. Nigeria is a failed state.
There is no hope for the common man again. There is no hope. There is no hope. We are finished.
I deny to be a Nigerian. Nigeria has failed its own people. The law also has failed.
I go by my name Babiaski Bag, the celebrity soldier. In case you don't know me before, you go know me today. Because my mommy won't say, the devil way you know it better pass the angel way you don't know. Ladies and gentlemen of the Nigerian Armed Forces, please make una stand up, arise. Something fishy is going down deeply. We will not know. May them let us know. If not to drop the color for them, we'll drop and we'll go back, go carry cutlass, protect our family. They still need us for us, they love us. Maybe say person no need us, go just carry us, they count money for in pocket only. Why in children they abroad, they go school. Our family I carry una children come put to when I carry una children come put for this work, make them do me, I don't tire. For waiting now, they keep us, I know they fit talk. Now stone will be having a firewood. I be now because they never touch una children. No while I go reach now, I go touch una now. I go touch now. You go reach stage where everybody go stand up fight for himself. I come outside tell una this one boldly. May everybody ready to fight Kala for himself. Everybody ready to fight Kala for yourself and fight. I cannot save the country anymore. I know if we save the nation again. Yeah, I don't even think whether we get president. Is our president alive? Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please, what is happening now? They are killing the Nigerian soldiers. I even say you see so, you see the killing so, you see what happen for your country. They kill you, they travel. You get patience, you get conscience so. I'm go touch you, I'm go reach you. Continue to the do one. Continue. No be the vote is good, baby. No wahala, continue. We are good. Men months. Babi Aski back say so. Nigeria, vote wisely next election 2027.
Our brother